In a surprising move, 3 West African nations have joined forces. Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have formed the Confederation of Sahel States. This new alliance marks a significant shift in regional politics. It challenges the long-standing Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS. The Confederation aims to create a stronger voice for its members. These countries share similar challenges like terrorism, poverty and political instability. By working together, they hope to address these problems more effectively. The new alliance also seeks to reduce foreign influence in their affairs. The move has sparked debate across West Africa. Some see it as a bold step towards self-determination. Others worry about the potential for further division in the region. The world watches with interest as this new chapter in African politics unfolds. The decision to leave ECOWAS didn't come out of nowhere. Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have long-standing issues with France. They feel that their former colonial power still has too much influence. Many citizens believe that France's presence has not helped their countries develop. Instead, they see it as a form of continued colonialism. ECOWAS itself is also a source of frustration. The 3 countries feel that the organization has failed them. They believe ECOWAS hasn't done enough to address their security concerns. The threat of jihadist violence remains high in the Sahel region. ECOWAS's efforts to combat this have been seen as inadequate. Economic issues have also played a role in the split. The 3 countries are among the poorest in the world. They feel that ECOWAS's economic policies haven't benefited them. The recent sanctions imposed by ECOWAS on Mali after its military coup only worsened these feelings. The new confederation hopes to chart its own course, focusing on the specific needs of the Sahel region. By breaking away from ECOWAS, these countries hope to have more control over their destinies. ECOWAS faces significant challenges in the wake of this split. The departure of 3 member states weakens the organization. Fewer resources and less influence for ECOWAS. Ongoing threat of jihadist violence in the Sahel. Groups linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS operate in the area. The departure of Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso complicates efforts. Financial stability of ECOWAS is a major concern. ECOWAS's credibility is at stake, challenging its role in regional cooperation.
West Africa has long struggled with political and economic challenges. This new division could make these problems worse. It may lead to increased tension between countries. There's a risk of the region becoming more fragmented and less cooperative.
Security cooperation is a major concern. The fight against terrorism requires coordinated efforts. With Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso outside ECOWAS, this becomes more difficult. These countries are key in the battle against jihadist groups. Their absence from ECOWAS could create gaps in regional security strategies. Economic impacts are also significant. ECOWAS has worked to promote trade and economic integration. The departure of 3 members disrupts these efforts, potentially leading to new trade barriers and economic divisions. Migration is another issue that could be affected, with stricter border controls and less freedom of movement. This could have serious humanitarian consequences.
In this tense situation, Senegal's new president, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has emerged as a potential mediator. Faye took office in April 2024, bringing fresh leadership to the region. He has expressed a desire to bridge the gap between ECOWAS and the new confederation. His position as leader of a key ECOWAS member gives him influence.
Faye's approach emphasizes dialogue and understanding. He recognizes the grievances of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. At the same time, he sees the value in regional cooperation. Faye has called for reforms within ECOWAS, believing the organization can be more responsive to all its members' needs. This balanced stance makes him a credible mediator.
The Senegalese president faces significant challenges in this role. He must navigate complex political dynamics and find common ground among diverse interests.
Despite these challenges, Faye's efforts offer hope. His fresh perspective could bring new ideas to the table. The coming months will show whether Faye can turn this potential into reality. For the Sahel Bloc, the challenges are equally daunting. Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso must prove that their alliance can work. They need to show that they can effectively address their shared problems. This includes tackling terrorism and promoting economic development. They also face the task of building new regional relationships. Their success or failure will have significant implications for West Africa. The international community watches these developments closely. Both ECOWAS and the Sahel Bloc need to find ways to coexist, sharing common challenges and interests. The future of West African cooperation hangs in the balance. The future of both ECOWAS and the new Confederation of Sahel States remains uncertain. ECOWAS faces a critical moment in its history. It must adapt to survive and remain relevant. This might mean reforming its structures and policies. ECOWAS needs to address the concerns that led to the split. It must also find ways to work with the new confederation.